to another episode of Kirschs Kitchen. Originally, I wasn't going to make an episode, but you see the wife, she made it for me. So, well, today at Kirschs Kitchen, everything's going to be about sweets and chocolate. Now, if you excuse me, I feel a little lightheaded. I'm going to go sleep off this concussion.
Unless you got the guts to take back all these years. California's got werewolves and zombies. I fill in the blanks with anything to keep you here.
Okay, after waking up from that concussion, I feel just fine. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your milk and your shortening into the same pan and heat it up to around 110 degrees. If it overshoots that, just let it cool down and come back later. Now you're going to want to put 1/3 of a cup of water with 2 packages of yeast into your mixing bowl. Give it a little stir. You're going to want to add in a teaspoon of sugar to give those little germs something to eat. You're going to want to put your milk mixture in with the yeast. You're going to want to add in 2 ounces of sugar, 13 ounces of flour, some salt, and some nutmeg with 2 eggs. Put on your paddle attachment and start whipping. Measure out 13 more ounces of flour. Switch to your dough hook and slowly add this in until it comes from the sides of your bowl. Sometimes you'll need all the flour, sometimes you won't. Alright, so get your oil all the way up to 325 degrees. Punch out small little round discs with a cup or whatever, like I'm doing here, and fry them up until they're golden brown and delicious on both sides. Being careful not to make them too extremely huge because then they won't cook in the inside. Now get 2 bowls. In one bowl you're going to put some Jello pudding mix. And then you're going to add in half of the milk that is called for on the package. If it still seems a little bit too thick, you can add a little bit more in. The C3PO and R2D2 bowls are completely optional but highly recommended. Now in your other bowl you're going to put 1/2 pound of your powdered sugar with only about 1 to 2 tablespoons of your milk. Really doesn't matter what kind of milk, skim, whole, it's up to you. Now you're going to stir this up. Just keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. It will eventually come together. If it seems to be too thick, just add in a little bit more milk. Now, once that's done, you're going to want to put your pudding mixture into a plastic bag. You're going to want to cut off the corner. Then you want to grab one of your donuts, and you're going to poke a small hole right into the side of one of your donuts. And you're going to want to pipe your pudding mixture directly into the donuts. And that's all there is to it. Now with all the rest, if you want, you can continue this. Or if you just want to put some glaze on top, it's very simple. Just dunk it in and let it dry. Just dunk it in and let it dry. That's it. Now for your fudge, I hope you're ready for an arm workout. Put your chocolate chips into the pan with your can of sweetened condensed milk and 3/4 of a stick of just regular butter. Has to be butter though. And stir over low heat. Keep stirring, keep stirring. This isn't going to come together very quickly, but it will come together eventually. Once everything is all melted, you're going to take it off the heat. Once you take it off the heat, you're going to want to stir and stir and stir. There's going to be a point where you're going to see that the chocolate has lost its sheen. Once that part happens, you're going to want to add in your favorite nuts. For me, it's walnuts, but for you it might be something different. Once that's done, you want to give it one final stir. Then you're going to want to pour it into your favorite serving platform of choice. Just make sure you have parchment paper in there. That way, once this solidifies, it comes out easier. Now, peanut butter fudge is by far the easiest fudge to make. You're going to need 1/2 pound of powdered sugar, 1/2 cup of peanut butter, 1 whole stick of butter, some vanilla, and a microwave-safe bowl. Going to want to put the butter and the peanut butter together in the microwave-safe bowl, microwaving for 2 minutes, pulling it out, and then microwaving for 2 minutes again. Now at this point, measuring exact amounts is not really that big of a deal. I've made this hundreds of times, and it really does not matter. Just be sure to keep one corner completely open, that way this doesn't explode on you. Alright, so 2 minutes are up. You're going to give it a stir. Just make sure everything's nice and incorporated. Put it back, once again, leaving your corner undone. Now you're going to see a little bit of froth. Now you're going to combine your peanut butter mixture with your powdered sugar. And make sure you stir it up until it looks well combined. And since I didn't have another serving platform, I'm going to put this directly right back in my nice little Ziploc container here. And you're going to refrigerate until hard. The problem with this one is that this has to be kept refrigerated. But you'll know when you're done when it looks something like this. And yeah, don't worry about that piece. Yeah, I got kind of hungry.
And that's how easy it is to make 2 different types of fudge and donuts.
Is it done yet?
Yeah, it's done. It's right there. It's right there. Go ahead and take it. Take it. See you next time. Kirsch's Kitchen.